letting society tell you about the best skincare routines, the hottest plastic surgeons, or the cream that will keep your skin from aging. It's time we start asking ourselves, what the fuck is beauty anyway? If we remove all the IG filters, is there more to a beautiful face than just skincare? Well, I'm here to share it with you, and hell yeah, there is. My name is Jen Carrasco. I have been an esthetician, as well as a high-level fitness competitor, and an all-around badass for over a decade. And I need you to know there is way more to keeping your mind and body clean than just a cream. Join me each week as I cut the BS out of getting healthy, caring for ourselves, and caring for our skin. I share real tips, real ingredients, and real experience. Now let's get some answers on what the fuck is beauty anyway. Hey guys, it's Jen Carrasco here with my other half, Kevin. So today we are going to talk about couples goals. I get a lot of DMs and a lot of people asking me how we go ahead and focus ourselves in the future and how we keep up our goals, and what do we do with conflicts and how do we resolve conflicts. And, I always feel like behind every great man, there is definitely a great woman. So that way you have a successful relationship. I mean, everything is give and take. I think a lot of it boils down to what your guys' goals are before you actually start dating and talking about your future and what you guys are like, and see if that's even compatible. I think a lot of people jump into relationships and they think people are going to change, and that's not going to happen. I mean, what's your take on that?
I agree. I think a lot of people, when they jump into relationships, they don't clarify what if their point of views match up and their goals. That's something that's not usually discussed months on end. Unless you're a driven person. If you're a driven person, I think the whole thing is different. If both people are driven, there's certain things you're going to talk about and bring up. And I don't feel like anyone has to be behind anyone. I think that they should grow together and they're both equal.
Yeah. So what do you feel like when we first met that made you feel like our goals were compatible?
Based off our conversations we had.
Like what? Give an example.
I don't remember, but I remember the conversations that we did have. Everything was really similar, and toward our goals were similar.
So I remember when we first started dating, which is unusual because, I never got this dating people by any means, but I'm very goal orientated and I set goals for myself going forward. I mean, that's why I do, pro shows. That's why, I've gotten my pro card and certain things in my life, I always have to set goals in order to achieve them. And I noticed that with Kevin when we first met, he sent me this email, and the email was, do you remember what the email was that you sent me? The email was about what our goals were, or our top 5 priorities. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah. And you would bug me every day or night about putting my goals down with your goals. And I just thought to myself, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? Like, I've never had somebody who wants to set goals with me. So right there, I mean, that was definitely a turn on, but it also, for me, was scary because I've never, I guess, ever opened myself up to anybody. I've always set my own goals and did my own shit. There was nobody else.
Someone as badass as me.
So it to me, it was kind of like, holy fuck. So from the beginning, we set goals. And I think that's why we definitely have become, I feel like, more of a power couple. I mean, we're definitely not anywhere near where we want to be, but, we're both driven and we're both passionate and we both see the outcome and where we want to be. So, I mean, do you have anything to go on that?
I think we need to start doing those goals again. We fell off from for a while.
I agree. No, I agree. So, I personally think for goals, a lot of people think, okay, if you're married or you're with a significant other, that you guys do everything together. I think that's BS. What's your thought?
Yeah, you should not do everything together because you'll probably end up killing each other.
Amen.
Everyone needs their own space, and to do everything together is so far from the truth. It's fucking stupid. Anyone could think you should do everything together. That's logic probably from 60s or something.
And the thing is, too, is that,
that logic was broken as fuck back then. They just tried to make shit work.
Yeah, they did. I agree with you. They'd probably
be unhappy as fuck the whole time.
Yeah, if there was divorce, I mean, I'm sure that would be there would be a lot of people getting divorced back then. But, I mean, I also have learned that for myself, I'm an independent woman. So if somebody tells me not to do something, I'm pretty much going to tell you to get fucked, and I'm going to do it even anyway. And the one thing that I think is extremely attractive with Kevin is that we talk about things, but it's not that he says, no, you can't do it. He would say, how would you feel if I did that? And then I think about it. I'm like, yeah, I'd probably get irritated with that. I'd be upset. Or, he'll say, hey, go do that. I encourage you to do that. I've never, ever had him once tell me anything negative about something that I could not do, because he's always supported me. And that's even putting a bikini on and stepping on stage where, I have to say, is 110% behind me. And that's a great feeling. I mean, do you feel like I give you the same?
Yeah, we both give each other the same encouragement.
Yeah. I mean,
for lack of a better word.
Yeah. I mean, girls look at him when we're around places and do things, and I think to myself, hey, good for you if you could still get that piece of ass. But then it makes me work harder on myself. Right?
Agreed.
So, I don't know. I personally think that everything comes down to trust. I think that's a huge issue. And for our relationship, I trust him fully. He trusts me fully. But I do have trust issues, I feel like, in the past, of even just letting anybody in and trusting them. And that's my issue, that I should not be bringing into the future. It's not his issue. And it's not his problem. So personally, I think a lot of times you have to focus on yourself before you can focus on anybody else. You can't change anybody. The only person you can change is yourself. I mean, you want to pop in, say anything? No?
Not yet.
No, not yet. Okay. So let's talk. We talked about having our own goals and ambitions. For instance, we will sit down and talk about our goals that we want to achieve as far as like family, business structure.
We don't really talk about them. We just say we're going to fucking do this.
Yeah.
Where most people, they make a plan or some shit. I don't know what the fuck the average person does. Oh, we're going to set some goals and this is how we're going to do it. It's like, nah, this is what we're going to do. That's why we have a different mindset than most people. And that's why we're going different places than most people won't go, because they have a mental block. There's a huge mental block going on. You feel you have to set goals, but you don't go after them as hard as you should. Don't set it. Just say, all right, fuck it. We're going to do this. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do X, 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 and X. And I think that would change a lot of people's perspective.
And also, having your goals by yourself. For instance, I'm getting my pilot license. It's something that I wanted to do. And I told Kevin, and he's like, go do it. I encourage you. You know what I mean? And it's even setting little goals. Like I'm doing some coaching and things like that. And he's all for it 100%. I don't think a lot of spouses are supportive. They don't trust each other with things. But also, I personally think making each other feel secure, and security is a huge issue. I think we all should be secure within ourselves. But I know sometimes, especially when I'm a bit hormonal, I get a little insecure.
And
You can tell when those estrogen levels are high. Some of you women with high estrogen levels, you should go to the doctor and tell them you need Nolvadex to control that shit. Because you're making life hell on other people and you need to figure out how to control it. Control in life is great. Understand how to control your emotions. That can be done with Nolvadex and estrogens. Shit gets out of control, control it.
And I just feel like when I get a little bit insecure and I say things, he's really good about coming in and kind of stopping and saying, hey, look at me, let's talk about this, and goes through it and talks with me about it. And I think that is huge because I think a lot of times, which I am super guilty for, I will say, I don't want to talk about it. Fuck off. Leave me alone.
And I start laughing because I go, oh, your estrogen levels are high again, huh? Can't control that shit.
But then, he sits here and talks the shit, but he really doesn't. He really will come up to me and he'll go to hug me and he'll say, look at me, kiss me. And he'll want to talk about it. So he'll sit here and fucking BS like he's the man. But honestly,
I do that sometimes.
He does.
Nothing wrong with that.
So it is a secure thing. So it's the fact that knowing that somebody's always there to, I don't know. It's that security issue. And I think a lot of people, they're just quick to jump on each other and fight and not actually be supportive of each other. So another thing is, we talked on that, not living in the past. I know Kevin really doesn't have a past. I have more of a past. So, but things that have happened in the past are definitely not situations that are going to arise in your future. And I made a post not too long ago about living in a past and reflecting in the past. That sets up your future mind take, and that sets up your future goals, and your reality is living over again in the same context. So let's talk about building an empire together.
Okay, let's do it.
So I'm going to let you take this one. I've been on going and going, and you haven't really been talking. So
building an empire together is going to be very simple. Based off these goals that we say we're going to do, we don't set them. We say, in 10 years, we're going to be at this mark. In 5 years, we're going to be at this mark. We don't say set goals and not achieve them. We're both high achievers. That is how we're going to build this empire. Really, really easy, in my opinion. The shit gets really easy when you start to understand how to control emotions and other people's emotions. Shit's really easy. You understand the universe, how the universe can work for you, and you put things out there. They can start coming back to you really fast. You can manifest things. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, it's bullshit." Whatever. That's probably where you are in life. Then figure your fucking shit out. Quit making excuses. Building an empire is very simple, and you can go wherever you want to go. Very simple.
Do you have steps to build it together? Like, I know, for instance, like for us, you say we don't write down our goals and we don't do that. But I think that's BS because we do.
We write them down, but we don't. It's different. People set goals and they don't hit them. We don't set this. These are just things we say we're going to do. So I don't even know if it's a goal. It's just shit that, okay, this is going to happen. This is going to happen by this time. I guess you could call that a goal too. I think they're different than goals. When I hear people say, oh, my goal is to do this, this, and that, and then you hear 95%, fuck, maybe even 99% of people never achieve their goals, that's why where I'm coming from, which I'm sure only a small percentage of you understand what I'm talking about, we don't really, I guess we set goals, but we don't. I basically we say together, okay, we're going to do this, and this is where we're going to be by this time. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, it's not a goal. It's saying we're going to fucking do it.
Yeah.
We're going to do it.
I agree. Like little things, we do have money goals that we set. And we try to actually do those like monthly, quarterly, yearly. But we do have goals as far as where we want to be. I say, like, if we want a house or if we want to be in this state or that state, we do have those goals.
It's where we're going to be.
Yeah. But we do have those goals. So we do sit down and we do talk about all of that. But it's key. I mean, to keep a healthy relationship, it's communication and talking and loving each other and building on something. And, You know, sometimes I just have to tell him to leave me alone. I'm going to throat punch him, or I need to walk away. But I mean, it's about work.
Life is work. Business and life go together very easy. I think too many people try to separate this shit and find whatever the fuck everyone's calling some type of balance. There's no balance. Just do it. Just fucking do it. Quit trying to look for this and this and that. With that being said, everyone, just do something. Don't worry about where you have to find a balance. Just start doing it. Business and life are very simple. We all overlook things, and not all of us. We don't anymore. We don't look at things as being hard anymore. We say that shit's going to be easy. Now we just need to hurry up and do it.
Yeah, but I think the thing is that people lack is so many people work on their own lives and they don't work on their lives together as a couple. And that is where people, I feel, fail.
Well, you fail because you think that's hard too. It's easy. Everything in life is easy. Very easy. Always say that to yourself, and it'll become easier and easier and easier. Doing stuff together, making the relationship work, your goals, personal and business, it's easy. It's very easy. It's just communication and controlling emotions. Communication and controlling emotions.
And honestly, if you can't communicate and control your emotions together, and you guys don't have pretty much the same goals and the ambitions that you want going forth in the future, then why the fuck are you together? I mean, that's my opinion.
Communication and emotions. Very simple. Everything.
Well, I hope this helped. I know it's a quick, but with that, do you have anything else to say, Kevin?
I don't. Wish everyone the best.
All right. DM me if you have any other topics that you want us to talk about. We would love to do that. And make sure you rate and review me. And I will see you on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in this week. I hope you feel more empowered and more inspired to love the skin you're in. As we navigate new society norms and beauty daily, make sure to always ask yourself, what the fuck is beauty to me? And know that's all that really matters. If you love this content today, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review. Follow me and get more info on my guest at virago.studio. Yes, I said it, virago.studio. And that's the shit. See you on the next episode, beauties.